Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is my July wrap-up video. In this video, I won't be speaking about the books that I read in the reading rush and Popsy readathon and Bookoplathon. I will link all those videos down in the description for you guys to check out. So here I will be only talking about the books that I actually read for the month of July that are not a part of any readathons that I participated in. I will be I will be talking about from the list here. This is a very cute diary that has been sent to me by Pinnakin. This is their Paris diary, which is I think of 6.99. I will link everything down below in the description for you guys to check out. So the first book that I will be talking about that I read for the month of July is Will Grayson by John Green and David Levitin. Basically, this was a book that I started on June 30th and then I continued into July. So if that makes sense. So here we follow two Will Graysons who actually cross paths due to an uneventful meeting, and how their lives intertwine into each other. And one of the Will Graysons is gay, and one of them is heterosexual, and both of them are dealing with their own sexualities in their own way and their own mental health in their own way. I can't say much about this book, but I will only say one thing, that this was a disappointment for me. I'm a really huge big fan of John Green, but I'm not a very big fan of David Levithan. Like, I recently started Two Boys Kissing and I DNF'd it because it wasn't right down my alley. uh, I'm a very big supporter of LGBTQIA plus because I'm an ace, and even if I wasn't, I would have been. So it doesn't make that doesn't make sense, but you get it. So but in this book, we follow both the Will Graysons and everything is fine. But one of the relationships of one of the Will Grayson, the gay Will Grayson, is kind of toxic. Like, I don't like the relationship that Will Grayson chose for himself. There are certain things which happen in the book which make no sense at all, but I kept on going because I thought that maybe things will become okay, but things did not. And Tiny Cooper is one of the essential people in the book, and now I hear that there is a sequel to Tiny, like this one, which speaks about Tiny Cooper, called Hold Me Closer, which I definitely don't want to read. So yeah, this was not a very good read for me, and this was a disappointment. So anyway, I hope the next book that I pick up of David Letwin won't be as a letdown as this one is, to be honest. Okay, the next book that I read was it was Tuck Everlasting. Where is Tuck Everlasting? Here. It's by Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt. I read this book for A Touch of Whimsy book club by Lexi and Kaylin. Lexi is a wonderful person. I've spoken to her so many times, and she is the most amazing person ever. I will link her channel down below and A Touch of Whimsy's Twitter handle down below for you guys to check out because it's awesome. You should participate. It's basically a book club where each month we read one middle grade. So here we read this month we read Tuck Everlasting. Next month, the book they have chosen is the first book in a School for Good and Evil series with Soman Chainani. So here we follow how to say, Winnie, who has this whose parents own this woods, okay, this portion in the woods where there's a stream which is going. And one day she wanders off into the woods because she wants adventure in her life, and she's 10 or 11 years. So she comes across this boy who is drinking water from the stream. But then when she goes to drink, like, the boy says, no, don't drink from here. And then she comes to know that that boy's name is Jesse, and he's a part of the Tuck family. Like, Tuck family, Tuck is his surname. And that stream is a stream of immortality, and if she has it, she'll become immortal for life. So this is her journey, and things escalate from there because they take her to their family, and she realizes that they are basically immortal, and no matter what they have done after drinking that stream's water, they have not been able to kill themselves. Nothing has like like nothing has happened that could kill them. This was a second hand book that I bought. I'm explaining this book in a very very bad manner, but this is a modern classic and it's just beautiful. Like, I cried after I read the book because certain things happen in the book which actually make me cry, which actually will make you cry too. It's beautiful and I highly highly recommend you to check it out. It's very short book, but I took 3 days to read this book. Can you believe it? Like, it's so short a book, but I took 3 days because I didn't want this book to be over. Every character in the book, Jesse, Tuck, Miles, Jesse's father, Mrs. Tuck, Mr. Tuck, everyone is so unique and so lively, and the author Natalie Babbitt, she has able to capture their souls in the book so well that I highly recommend you to check this book out. The next book that I read is Shadow and Boon by Lee Bardugo. This is the first book in the Grisha trilogy. I read Six of Crows in the month of owls. When was that? That was in April, and I fell in love with it. And I wanted to read Grisha trilogy so that I could move on to King of Scars. So this is the first book. I read the second book for Popsy Readathon and the third book for the Reading Rush. The first book was really good, and I did not expect this first books to be so good, but it wasn't as good as Six of Crows definitely, but it was nevertheless pretty good. So here we follow Alina, who is was an orphan, and she has no Grisha powers. Grisha are sorcerers, they have powers. She does not have any powers. She's basically a cartographer. So they are basically crossing this fold. Fold is this place where there is like there's nothing, okay? Even like there's nothing, it's barren, and there's pitch dark, and there are creatures who were priorly humans, but now they have changed to creatures who feed on humans. And when they cross, there suddenly something happens and she starts emitting light, and she is marked as a sun summoner because she has a capability of emitting light from herself. So this is her journey, and obviously things will escalate from here. So, and she is like she is brought to the palace for this, like, the supreme sorcerer of their, like, this Grisha verse called the Darkling, and things escalate from there. I really enjoyed reading this book. I gave it a 4 stars, and for the second book I gave it a 3, and the last book I gave it a 5. And the next book that I read was The Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. Here we follow 5 girls: Aster, Violet, Tansy, Clementine, and Mallow. Aster and Clementine are sisters. So this is basically a book which is a historical fantastical fiction and is set in America, like how to say America, like before the Civil War. Okay, there are still slaves and stuff. So in this world, the slaves are dust bloods and they don't have shadows, and the girls of the dust bloods are sold to pleasure houses as prostitutes. So these 5 girls, they are sold to this pleasure house where they will work till 16 years as girls who will clean and make food and all that stuff. At the 16th birthdays, they start becoming prostitutes. So Aster is 1 year older than Clementine, and Violet is not a dust blood, but her mother was also not a dust blood, but her mother was a fair blood. Okay, like she has shadow and stuff, but somehow she ended up in the pleasure house and she became pregnant, and Violet is her daughter. And Tansy and Mallow are like not they are not yet 16, and like Clementine, she's Aster's sister who just became 16. So on her 16th birthday, she's supposed to sleep with this man. So when she starts like sleeping with the man, like on her first night, she realizes that she cannot do it. It's becoming difficult for her because the person is forcing his entire strength on her, and she can be killed. So when she is suffocating, she does something that kills the man, and now all the 5 are on the run because their lives intertwine, and now they are on the run from the law. This was an amazing fantasy book. This is the first book in a duology, and it's fairly short compared to other like duologies. There are trigger warnings for rape, sexual abuse, normal abuse, and other such stuff. I really don't remember all that. It's a really pretty book, you can see, and it's written by a black author, I guess. And it was a beautiful book of sisterhood and justice, and how things are not, everything is not fine, but you cannot lose hope. And there is a very big like aspect of storytelling in this book, and how storytelling is one way of giving hope to people, and how storytelling can actually influence many lives, like wherever the story goes and whoever comes in touch with the stories. This is a beautiful book, and I highly recommend you to read this book. The writing style is amazing. At times it became boring, honestly, but it was so beautiful that those parts, if you don't consider, it's awesome. And I guess this is a debut book, and for a debut book it's done a very good job, and I highly recommend you to check this book out. And the final book that I read for the month of July is Silcas Journey, which is the second book on the Tattooist of Hush's duology by Heather Morris. I read this book for Smash the TBR 2020, so I won't be talking about this book a lot. This is a very flip-flop paperback, and I will not be talking about this in this video. I will make a separate video for Smash the TBR 2020, so do look out for that. So those are all the books that I read for precisely for this month. So basically I read 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16. So I read 16 books in the month of July, so it's a good month. So, and I will link Pinnakin's like Instagram down below, in case you guys want to buy something from Pinnakin. They have tote bags, they have diaries, and all that good stuff, so you can definitely check that out. And they have amazing like they have flamingos also as patterns and other such stuff. I chose the Paris one because there's a vintage car which reminds me of Stefan's car from Empire Diaries, and there is the Eiffel Tower which is like engraved, and it's like in comparison to this, and there's this stamps and stuff. It's actually very pretty. So if you want to check this out, I will link it down below in the description for you guys to buy something from Pinnakin. Though this like they have sent this to me for free, but I am highly recommending you, if you buy from that link, I won't get any money or anything. I'm just recommending you people to go ahead and check this out. So that's all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day ahead. Stay safe. Bye bye.